Good morning. I'm Juliet Kong, Kids House CEO. Thank you for joining us virtually today to kick off National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Child abuse is the leading cause of death among children under the age of 4 years old. This is an unacceptable statistic and why every April we bring awareness to child abuse prevention. We recognize the importance of our community working together to prevent child abuse. Today, we gather in Faith's Garden, which honors the Seminole County children who have lost their lives to child abuse. Faith's Garden was built in 2014 in honor of a 3-year-old little girl named Faith who died from abuse. This garden offers a peaceful place for us to reflect on children who have suffered and who have suffered from child abuse. It inspires us to keep fighting for our most vulnerable children. Here at Kids House, our mission is to prevent child abuse and help survivors and their families. We provide coordinated services in a safe and child-friendly environment, from report and investigation through treatment and resolution. We do this with the support of our community partners. We work closely with our local law enforcement agencies, including Sheriff Dennis Lima, who is a great supporter of Kids House, Embrace Families, Seminole County Public Schools, Guardian Ad Litem, and State Attorney's Office, and many other partner agencies. We work together to combat child abuse within our community. Other ways we partner with members of our community is by providing parenting tips on our website, through our mental health program that offers parenting education support groups, and by providing trainings to our community groups on various child abuse topics. While 2020 was an unusual year for most, the pandemic has affected every aspect of our clients' lives, and they are worrying about their jobs, housing, how to stay safe from COVID, and how to effectively parent their children 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For last fiscal year, sadly, we saw an increase in physical abuse cases. While we cannot directly correlate this to the pandemic, we did see an uptick starting in May of last year. We work every day to break the cycle of violence and to end child abuse. In order to achieve this goal, Kids House places the needs of our children first. And through our trained professionals and our partner agencies, we are able to offer them the help they need. We saw a decrease in reporting numbers last year due to children not being visible within our community. Among our common reporters, such as teachers, school staff, counselors, doctors, and daycare workers. It is important to remember anyone can report child abuse and neglect. Reporting can help protect a child and help a family. You can do this anonymously. The Florida Child Abuse Hotline is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The abuse hotline number is 1-800-96-ABUSE. There are a number of ways you can show your support for Child Abuse Prevention Month. The Pinwheels for Prevention campaign provides a unique opportunity for individuals and organizations to take action against child abuse. According to Prevent Child Abuse America, the blue pinwheels symbolizes the children's lightheartedness and is a reminder that we all play a role in children's lives. To show your support, we encourage individuals and organizations to place blue pinwheels or signs promoting Child Abuse Prevention Month near your office, near your home, and share us on social media. Another way to get involved is implementing Blue Fridays for the month of April. Have your employees dress down and ask them to wear blue to show their support for Child Abuse Prevention Month. And lastly, you can contribute to the Pinwheel Garden. This year, all proceeds we receive during the month of April will go towards our garden display. For every $100 donation we receive, we will plant a row of pinwheels in our garden and watch it grow to our goal of $2,000. We truly appreciate the support of our community and our community partners. At this time, we would like to turn it over to Sheriff Dennis Lima to share a few words. Thank you, Sheriff, for your unwavering support.
Thank you so much, Juliet. You and your team do a remarkable job serving as ambassadors for our most vulnerable population, and I think it's incredibly important during the month of April to come together to make sure that we're advocating and increasing awareness of child abuse, neglect, and abandonment that occur in our communities across the country, for that matter. I think that it is no surprise to know that as an unintended consequence of COVID-19, we've seen domestic violence and child abuse rise across the country, although the reports indicate a decrease in that. That decrease is actually as a result of not coming in contact with those mandatory reporters. Largely when it comes to children, those school teachers that would normally see a child and ask questions. Knowing that trauma and going through these very, very difficult times that some of our young children have experienced, it's only when they build a relationship with somebody that they trust and have confidence in that they feel like that they can disclose. And our investigators from surrounding jurisdictions can come and ask questions. Sadly, the Seminole County Sheriff's Office responds to nearly 5,500 reports a year of abuse, neglect, or abandonment. Those reports have actually decreased last year, about 800 reports. So that can kind of show you the significance of COVID-19 and a lot of kids that are not in the classrooms. We know now is a time for us to pull together, and Kids House does it better than anybody. They actually provide non-intrusive forensic interviews in the best interest of the child and the child's family. Our investigators and investigators from surrounding municipalities and police departments actually work here at a controlled environment and location so we can collaborate and share notes and ideas on cases and ways that we can protect families and prevent future neglect. When we look at the most recent reports, we know that prior to COVID-19, we had an unprecedented dependency on substances like never before. When we look at the opioid epidemic, we saw for the first time in more than 100 years, the average life expectancy of a U.S. citizen was diminished because of people dependency on opioids and trying to break that cycle. When you look at the cases that we've had over the past 12 months where we actually had to shelter children, meaning take children into custody to protect their well-being, 22% of those children were removed based upon a family member that is addicted to an opioid substance and or overdosed. And it's a tremendous problem that we have, one that affects children. We know that if your parents are addicted to drugs or incarcerated, or you're the victim of abuse, neglect, or abandonment, you are 8 times more likely to engage in maladaptive behavior yourself. What can we do? I think what we do is increase awareness. And for the past 2 years, it's been incredibly difficult to do that. We usually have a big event where we have guest speakers and pinwheels all over the place, but we had to transfer that to a virtual environment. So what you can do from home is share this video. Talk to people, check on those loved ones that are out there and make sure that they're okay. You can help us raise money for Kids House, and I know I can stand here and speak on behalf of all of the chiefs of police, which, by the way, would be here if we were not socially distancing and doing these things, but every one of the chiefs of police here in Seminole County are such strong ambassadors and advocates for what we do. But you can help us raise money for Kids House. Every dollar that we raise, we can provide services and increase awareness and make sure that we fulfill society's greatest responsibility is to protect and preserve human life, and those that are most vulnerable are at the very top of the list. I want to thank all of our practitioners. We've got our law enforcement officers here that have made this their passion to work and apprehend people who are violating the law, and protecting kids is number one on their list. All of the staff members that work here at Kids House and all of those partnering organizations that really allow us to collaborate. We truly feel that there's not one of us that's smarter than all of us, and the collective IQ of our working group is always greater than one individual. But this partnership quite literally is saving lives, doing all that we can to make sure we're protecting those kids, making sure that we're providing parents the help and the resources they need. Many first-time parents really don't know how to be parents, and we're making sure that the services that we provide are not only to the individual, but the individual's family. And at the end of the day, when you look at what we do here in Seminole County, we're one of 7 counties for more than now 2 decades that has provided exclusive responsibility for abuse, neglect, or abandonment of children here in the county. Every call of child abuse is automatically handled not only by a child protective investigator, but a partnering law enforcement officer to make that initial call for service. And for those homes that are receiving services, the police officers or deputy sheriffs that patrol those neighborhoods know exactly what's happening within those families, so they can check on them and be a resource to make sure they're going down the right path. There's a lot going on here, and we need your help now more than ever, sharing the word, increasing awareness, and protecting our kids. I want to thank all of the staff here at Kids House. They do such a remarkable job. They ask for zero praise and recognition, but they are deserving of praise. And thank you so much for our part. It's been a long journey. Worked together for now 20 years or so, but thank you. And investigators and chief, thank you for our folks that are out here that are constantly engaged, because I think that we know when it comes to the top of list of incredibly demanding jobs, both physically and emotionally, this type of work hits the top of the list. So keep the word out there, share this video, help us raise money, and let's make sure that April is increasing awareness for child abuse, neglect, or abandonment. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sheriff. We would like, again, to thank you for attending virtually for our Child Abuse Prevention Month kickoff. We ask that you please wear blue, support child abuse prevention, making sure to get out the word, post us on Facebook. We hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.